Void Chronosphere as well. You know, it is the strongest team fighting ability in this game, at least. In most of Dota, in fact, because this hero is also very good right now. The question is like, who is your target inside these chronos? I mean, do you have to catch the Elder Titan, or is it going to be a case of like, you know, until you've got the BKB, at least you have to catch him, I suppose? Like, how many conditions are there into landing a decent Chronosphere?
I think it depends on how much farm the Void has, because if the Void has good farm, then you can kill off a Gyrocopter inside a Chrono with, let's say, like one Swash or one Illuminate. Especially with like the Kotal Soulbind, that's going to be Magic Amp. Void does quite a lot of damage early on in the game with Maelstrom procs or through Time Lock bashes. So I think that there will be enough kind of just general damage available for Void to lean on that anyone he chronos early on should be very good. I think as the game goes later, avoiding Leshrac might be the key to the fight, because he's going to have like Bloodstones and Shrouds and a lot of just natural tankiness against him. But again, my rule... Oh, they're writing on the mini-map because, of course, Cuckoo used to play for the team. He's now turned to streaming, and he's now streaming these games as well.
But
I don't know, we'll see.
look like a bum. Sorry.
Mars.
Mars.
Ooh, Mars. And then he's like... something. Cuckoo. He drew an arrow down to the Cuckoo, I see. Maybe he's hoping for some feedback on why they picked Mars, and then he can watch back the VOD and get free coaching.
Or maybe Cuckoo Mars is equivalent to the Cuckoo Venomancer.
Let me just check Cuckoo's Mars win rate, actually. That's probably more important. Make a bold prediction, everyone in chat. What do you think his professional win rate is on Mars? That's Cuckoo, by the way. The one not playing the game, but used to play for Radiant.
Yes.
What do you think it was,
sorry? 30%.
I'm going to go 44. Control F.
Still negative.
Wait, Control F. Mars. Oh, 46.15.
Damn, we're haters. Now we look like haters.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Cuckoo.
You hated more.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
I'm going to call out everyone in Twitch chat that said anything below us, so it's fine. I might have to call out 3,000 people, but it's fine. We have enough time.
Hold on, can you... What is the Venomancer win rate on Cuckoo?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh,
that's one that sticks in my mind.
53.33%.
People are haters, man. People are haters. We need to...
Do you want to know a hero that Cuckoo has never won a professional game on, supposedly? I'm saying supposedly because I don't know if the games will track on Dota Buff, but he has never won a game on Weaver. 4 games. Keeper of Light, 3 games. Naga Siren, 2 games. Elder Titan, 2 games. And Slark, 1 game. There are 5 heroes that Cuckoo has never won a single competitive game on whilst trying to play.
Cool.
Yep. Don't know why we're bringing up Cuckoo so much.
The polls yet, despite excellent stalling techniques.
No worry,
I guess we should talk about some lanes then, huh?
Yeah, which one would Cuckoo want to play the most? If he was in this game.
The most one-sided lane I'm gonna say is the Mars and Hoodwink lane. I think that's a really good lane, and I think the Faceless Void might be a bit sad.
I think both off lanes for teams are incredibly strong, right? Because you have a big body supported by a high damage dealer behind you. On one side you have Mars, which can rebuke and spear. You can set up then for good acorns and bushwhacks from the Hoodwink. And the other side you have a Centaur that's going to be able to hoof stomp, double edge, and then just set up for these wonderful illuminates. I think for Neon, the question is, do they have enough stun duration to prevent Time Walk from being effective? Of course, Time Walk, you backtrack any damage in 2 seconds after, that you just took. So for Mars, you only do 1.3 seconds on your spear. With the Hoodwink, the bushwhack is 1.4 seconds. So if these spells are used together, layered nicely, then yes, the damage done during that window will not be able to be time walked. It's just on them to make sure that it is always used in sync. Because if they start using their spells, 0.7 seconds out of sync, that's when suddenly the damage is not being as effective compared to the other side of the map, where it is very simple. Me hoof stomp, me illuminate, you take damage, right? That will be the main disparity I see between the two.
Yeah, I guess it's slightly easier then for the Radiant to pull that off. And in the mid lane, of course, it's just Leshrac versus the Pangolier. I mean, it's actually a slightly easier lane for the Pango than last game against Alina. When the matchup was reversed, it was of course Ken on the Pango. Now Ken is on the Leshrac. Leshrac a little bit closer range than Lina, so Pango could potentially take advantage of that and get himself some shield crash, because Ken's lane was rough last game. Like he was having trouble. Then some nice level 6 rotations really brought his game back into existence.
Right, no, man, I'm just going to change the pace, right? Because we're stuck in this pause. We might unpause at any minute, but one thing that you would want to see changed in the next patch, whenever it comes, of course, when it could be any time. Just like one thing.
Yo, we're not giving pause time admin. Let's go. No, it's fine. I would like...
Damn, that's kind of...
I mean, I can give the boring answer of Dragon Knight. I just think I just want to see his ultimate changed. I think they can do something cooler with him. I want each ultimate to give him like a different spell or something.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much for that. Also, it's a very... I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not, but rarely you see pro players be so... I mean, they don't have to give it, of course, but you don't often see it. Normally, it's quite a tip of the hat thing, but JG just laying down the law there.
Usually,
he was like frantically reconnecting,
just laying it down. Like,
yeah, we are not giving them anything.
Look, I sympathize. All right, like this is maybe unpopular, but I mean, just from a purely gamer point of view, you've been sitting around waiting for this guy to reconnect for such a long time now. Like last game, they paused so much for him. One place some gosh darn Dota.
And they are game down.
And also, they did kind of get made last game, so at the end of last game. So I imagine they're not feeling too good. Not feeling very charitable.
You've been voided.
Thought we could do an entire podcast on that, but luckily we're not the podcast duo.
We're not.
Oh, chat's doing predictions. I can... Oh, this is good. The pause lasted so long that I could actually enjoy whilst we wait for the runes. Both teams, of course, posturing on the rune whilst I alt-tab to see everyone's prediction guesses.
Whoa, this even has a Dota Labs logo on it. The branding is so strong. Yeah. Get Dota Labs today. Not even a Dota Plus thing? I don't know. Never not had Dota Plus. Yeah, that's right. Kind of rich. Jing, gonna force them off the bounty ring. Take that blinding light. Get that bounty. 3 bounties going the way off Radiant. Darleng starting strong. Oh, I say that as the Insanity's taking quite a few hits there, but we'll be alright. Carlo, more successful start to his Crystal Maiden than last game. He's still alive. All chat dash ping.
Watch out, Neil, not gonna pause for your boss, so you disconnect. It's game time, baby. Now imagine if Neon didn't give up pause time and lost 4v5.
Yep. And then from the shadows, who comes in to take his place? Cuckoo, back from the dead.
He would have to stop his stream to do that, though, so...
Yeah, that'd be a shame.
I did just double check, because I'm pretty sure I saw Cuckoo streaming this. Like, he isn't, like, actively maybe coaching or anything, because, you know, he's literally streaming, so...
It's not involved in any way.
No. Don't think you can stream if you're in a qualifier game, no. I think you're allowed to stream up until the close, I believe. Either way, start the game. Raven's got a creep wave under his tower. You already mentioned that Carlo hasn't died twice, so already a much better performance from Carlo.
Got a low bar.
Again, just to context, if you just tuned in, by the way, Carlo died. Oh, CDR might die top. Yep,
yeah,
he dies top. Just for context, Carlo died twice in like 40 seconds in the previous game. Hence why, thank you. Just context might help.
Now, if you didn't see game 1, then you don't get to know, in my opinion. But that's very different, I suppose. I'm just reward the loyals.
That's true.
You don't care. It's pretty interesting in the bottom lane that Bombi is just actually just winning the trade war versus the CM. Like CM can't seem to really get near this hoodwink. Bombi just plinking away. And because of that, you see Carlo kind of playing behind the void, just letting him tank up a bit. Use the time walk. It's an interesting way to kind of analyze the lane, because usually if you think you can win the trade, you just go and play up on the side by the trees. If you don't, then you kind of play behind your carry instead and force them to tank things for you, which is when you have something like Time Walk to play with, it kind of makes sense. Good duo. Ooh. Insanity not getting any of the birds just yet. No, won't be able to get anything, but still getting the creep wave, the important stuff. Ooh.
Really catchy, Mars. Too bad you're tongue deaf.
Didn't get the D ward on the camp either. Zombie Sentry survives. Will clear out Carlo's ward. That hurts for the Crystal Maiden, but such slow attack speed. Makes it really difficult. You want mid. And just getting deep under the tower onto Yahweh.
Again, he's been posturing up against the Pangolier, and the Pangolier's just been, you know, chilling. He's utilized his shield crash to secure some creeps. He's swashing as well. Like, he's making sure he's not falling down on the CS just because of the defensive positioning he's needing. 20 CS. Here's a night. There's only 4 denies on the Leshrac. So again, neither mid lane are really pulling ahead in a crazy fashion. Unlike in the previous game, of course, where we got to witness the Lina threatening the Pangolier the entire time. Expect both heroes to hit level 6 quite evenly. And Castaway already preemptively moving his way towards the Radiant Triangle, trying to prevent the stacks in there. He just walks back up, body blocks it. Much better this time around.
Clicking as well, yeah. You always got to be careful of that. This Keeper of the Light, very much a stacking hero.
And I said during the before we went to draft, like, that's one of the things I think Neon needed to step up on in that previous game, to focus more on the ancient camps, to prevent their efficiency. And already Castaway showing us that they're kind of thinking, oh, well, how do we lose that last game? How can we improve? And Farm, very even for now.
Good adjustments.
Yeah.
And I think as well on the flip side, like, you know, if you have this Leshrac, you kind of want to be making stacks for him, right? Like, don't make him do it all himself. Especially on Dire, like, it's a little more annoying for Ken to make the stacks for himself.
Yeah, it's on Bombi for sure, and he's already moving down now to the Dire Triangle, trying to make up the stack on the Ancient and Hard Camp. Castaway also making stacks. Yeah, Neon being very efficient right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Notification from Yahweh just to be annoying under tower. Waste the lightning bolt. Not sure how much this is going to really achieve, though. Look at him. So deep under this tower right now. Just as Ken was to him earlier on as well, so returning the favor somewhat.
It's one of those positions.
Take this wave here. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage onto the Lesh. The old
Dodgy
shield
stun,
crash
right?
swashbuckle combo. Taylor's all this time. He's really baiting the TPs in, and he's going to get them. Castaway comes on through. Yahweh, is he going to live through this? He's got the blood grenade on him, but Ken is the one who's going to fall. The supports wrap around on him. And down
He hit 6, he hit 6.
Leshrac. Indeed, Rolling Thunder going to be available. Doesn't want to go under tower. The right clicks are still going to come through, and the Acorn shot just takes him down. That's Rolling Thunder, bro. Real cool. Bombi, just a stone cold killer. Him and his hoodwink. Getting it done. Just like last game.
Oh, the awkward part for him was he decided to shield crash further away from the hoodwink to then turn back around. If he'd connected on the shield crash, had that 100 damage barrier, he wouldn't have died to the Acorn, right? So it's one of those small moments where he decided to use the spell in a different way for movement rather than protection, and doing so just died to a single Acorn.
And because of all that, you know what it means? That Ken gets himself the double damage rune. The amplify damage rune. And is now able to just take up these stacks way more efficiently, so everything comes at a cost. And so when you have stacks and you get this amplified damage rune, it just makes taking these stacks like so nice. Like, it's much more efficient. You don't dump loads of mana into it. You don't waste loads of time doing it. You don't take loads of damage. Like, it's just...
Oh, I still call it DD, by the way. Just, I'm still conditioned to accept that it's DD, yeah.
But it's not double.
I know it's not. It's double in my heart. Oh, misses the pushback on mid lane.
Alright, sorry, you get one Bombi. You've been doing well. Crystal Maiden initiating onto Bombi, but Yeah, Ken gonna very quickly take up the return kill at the same time. And there's some interesting timings between these two heroes with Pangolier and Leshrac, isn't there? Because obviously Lesh, he's got to kind of fear this this defusal, but then does he get any sort of way to answer what the Pangolier brings to the fight?
Not really. You need to just kind of accept and kite it out, because even if you get yours, he's going to be able to like roll up or swash and just do so many different things. So the Leshrac into Pango, it's just survive the rolling thunder, rally your team, and then go back again. And already, yeah, when he steps up, another bushwhack missed.
Yeah,
Could have
gonna make
maybe
it
been a
harder for
kill.
them to secure the power rune. And heading down, and is gonna get it. 2 power runes for Ken so far. Another great one indeed. The shield rune going pretty key for a Leshrac.
Yeah, now we're seeing the strength of a keeper light, right? You put it into the support role, you want to have cores that have low cooldown spells, especially when you start putting more points in the chakra, right? He's 3 points. He's going to help multiple swashes now. He's already clearing stacks where maybe he wouldn't have looked at this so early on. Koto takes mid lane, Pango farms up the what was it, the quad, or I think it was a quad stack, and now instant smoke up as well. Well, chakra is going to be very good to help with the hoof stomps later down the line. The time walks as well for Void. This is a very good support Kotal game if you can
Is under attack.
help the criteria. Are they going to find anyone here? Raven behind tower, kind of baiting Bombi a little bit, and another bushwhack miss. 3 for 3 now.
Oh, CDR coming forwards. Sees Jing. Now the wraparound upon the wraparound.
There's a
Just give me
courier
a
there.
stampede and run away for the Radiant. Yeah, they do not take that bait. Nobody takes any bait. Everyone just runs away from each other.
Should Stampede affect couriers?
With Shard, yes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, you can
I just feel
bloodlust a
like it needs
courier.
some needless condition in there.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, it's a...
And
Maybe next
like it
patch will be
basically
the
turns
courier
it turbo
patch.
mode. Kinda.
Yeah.
The speed in which they fly out. Guys, I'm
Do you remember
stampeding
they made it
before.
so that
You should have seen
Mm-hmm.
this coming.
when they had the couriers, they had mana for some reason?
Yeah.
That was great.
And then you would buy different items. You'd have to buy like an energy booster to then use a Dagon or something. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God we're not
What's
in
the
those
thing?
days anymore.
It was a thing which was discovered because people were like, oh, hold on, if we have like a point booster on our courier, then it can use an item. And then, oh, Leshrac dying in the middle lane. Yowie, it's going to be able to finish the job here by the looks of it. Taking a bit of time, but Jin comes in. Blinding Light finishes the job. I'll be looking for a bit of revenge here, but plants the tree kind of awkwardly with the acorn shot, so might be able to lock down Yowie. And he's going to be able to finally get himself a power rune of his own. But it's a boring old illusion.
He's diving. He's looking. They got to get away from this.
Oh, nice
sharpshooter.
snipe. Very nice snipe. But now Yowie, well, he's got to try and turn this one around, but that's not going to happen with the arena coming in. They're just going to be able to run it down. And now they look towards the Crystal Maiden as well. 3 corpses of Darling heroes in the middle lane now. Neon, they respond hard. The first big Mars rotation in that arena of blood pays off massively.
Yeah, they did not
Full
expect
combos
the,
of fortified creep wave. Whatever.
the speed in which Mars got there, right? Like they're poking, they're prodding, and then he just TPs, he doesn't mess around, hits the arena, Pango doesn't swash or jump to try and break distance.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It
attack.
kind of boils down to how Darling have been playing, right? Like they are very aggressive. They want to keep going. You have what, Kotal diving a tower at like minute 11. He's poking his head underneath. But they're not respecting what Mars can do if he turns up. And now they finally kind of been put in their place just a little bit. JG has presented himself to the game, and because of that, he's only 100 gold away from his Bling Dagger now. Big stacks being farmed up as well by Ken. This will allow him to get his jewels. Or die to the Ancients, either or.
Smoking
They're
up
smoking
for it as well.
for it. Okay.
Wow. They'll get there eventually. Easy.
Not the best smoke, I'll be real, but okay, fair enough.
Hey, Yule's finished up, and 670 gold in the bank from that. A lot of money in those stacks.
That's
What
true.
can they do with it? I guess it's a very good Yule's
Dire's
game.
top
You
tower
can
is under attack.
stun up most of these heroes before they can get off their escape abilities.
Scanning.
A tithe to the impurities.
Dire's structures
They're
are
hunting
fortified.
again. the double support duo of Darling with the Pangolier. They're hoping just to find anyone. The Fusel Blade, of course, has been in play for some time now. Very easy to isolate heroes before the BKBs. Boral dispels come in, and Carlo steps up to the high ground, taking the Watcher. Bars, he has the Blink Dagger. If they're not aware of this, then this next fight could be an absolute disaster for them. But Carlo offering himself up for now.
Yeah, they're not taking that bait. They want more than a Crystal Maiden. You know, making herself all tasty, then you know something's up. Here it does not take much to kill.
Looking at their worth, I would argue that this is maybe a little bit worrying for Neon, just because they haven't found any kills. I'm not expecting them to break the map. It's something that is maybe a little bit hard for them to do. Both teams are incredibly strong at reacting, right? Like if you go to hit a tower, for Radiant, they can Stampede, they can Illuminate, Rolling Thunder, or Chrono you. For Neon, they can TP in. Once that you've been echo stumped for 4.5 seconds, the arena then gets for free layered up to then connect on you, right? So both teams are respecting each other immensely and how they can approach that. But Raven is currently getting smoked on to top lane and is found.
Yeah, there's the connection there with the Mars. Another day, another arena of blood, another kill going the way of Neon. Yeah, on the flip side of that, you know, they're not getting punished too much for their inaction. Den's Sanity is still pretty damn poor on the Faceless Void, in all honesty. Like, this hero does just have, like, a good window of not really doing anything before he can get enough items to start farming fish. Yeah, Ken run up into the air. Already used his own Yules, so it's a little awkward now to just sitting on the ground and basically waiting for death, and that's exactly what will happen. The poke damage from this team. Oh, Chrono's Bait does come down. All right, just a little kill onto the Hoodwink. Side steps the Spear of Mars very nicely. Bombi will be the one to fall. He's pretty heavily on the front line here. Very nice cooldown landing onto everyone, just kind of forcing them back off the tower.
Yeah, for Neon it was one of those moments where you're just doing a little bit too much on the map, right? Like you've just killed the center on the top lane. Meanwhile, your Lesh is then going for the bottom active rune, whilst Twin Gates and TPs were used to top lane. So you're kind of playing on like the extremes of the map at the 14-minute mark, and in doing so, you know, Darleng, they just identify that, go for a kill whilst their teammates are dying, and again, just dragging Neon to join these unnecessary fights to keep, you know, just making moves. And Pangolier, 8,000 net worth now, doing incredibly well at the top of the net worth, and he's not even looking to go for Mage Slayer. He just doesn't care. He's just going straight for the Aghanims. And Aghanims in the previous Pangolier that did so much work, right? You get those additional swashes on your shield crash, additional mana burn, of course, because you have the Diffusal Blade, and it just makes you a monster in the team fights.
Yeah.
Oh, Carlo.
Be wary of it as well.
Bye-bye, Carlo.
Very much holding the Spear of Mars. It's just not using on the Crystal Maiden. Keeping us still, letting Ken come in to sneak up that kill. Yeah, that's going to be a happy Lesh. Now heading his way towards Kaya. And then, of course, the Bloodstone. The Voodoo Master build-up is much better than it used to be. Raven jumping in. Nice two-man stun. Immediately catching out JG, who's just going to get brought down. And CDR stun lock with Yowie at the moment here. The follow-up damage, though, just not coming in very quickly right now. But Raven gets us done and does bring him down regardless. And now, Yowie's going to be the next target as well. Neon, they're going to be able to get a couple of return kills. So, in the end, it is Neon that Bradshaw bring down 3. They only lose 2 of their own, but of course 2 very, very big kills for the side of Darleng. So, one of these weird fights which these two teams seem to have with each other quite often in these games.
Yeah, and for a move that Darleng started, it's now an 800 net worth swing towards Neon, right? Like, yes, your Jarek up to Dias, but your Leshrak's not going to be complaining. Like, 570 gold going the way of ET, Hoodwink, and Leshrak. All of them, you know, pretty hungry for that next item to help each other out. Of course, these are moves made without Chronosphere. I'm not saying Chrono's too crazy right now. It kind of feels, at this stage of the game with a Faceless Void, your Chrono is a setup for others to excel. You're not really being that executioner. With the Mask of Madness and Maelstrom, that should change things slightly, especially when looking towards ET and Hoodwink. Atos now revealed on top. Double stun layering,
Yeah,
and he does go down.
Chained up beautifully. Wonderfully done. Not really respecting the death timers there on the Faceless Void, but also very quick from Neon to get back out on the map again, make some action happen, and keep the pressure coming through. That's exactly what they need to do. Very well executed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire
4
are
point
scanning.
in Diabolic Edict, sit in the
Radiant's
trees,
top tower
and watch
is
the
under
tower
attack.
burn.
Radiant's top tower has
Yeah, this is how
fallen.
they should approach the map. Just slow chip type damage. You get a kill, get that Leshrac into position, utilize the Edict, and then reset. Just don't overstay your welcome. They've done it a couple times before.
Are scanning.
They're pinging out CDR in the mid lane. The Void, he wants to TP. He wants to try and hit the Chrono, but instead they're
Carlo.
looking at top. Carlo, he's setting up on 2.
Oh, that's a lot of damage, but Stampede's going to come through and save the day. In fact, they might even get the turnaround onto that Leshrac. Void is here. He's got a Chrono. Doesn't need to use it, though. Very patient. Just goes for it the old-fashioned way. Brings down the Lesh. Meanwhile, Bombi, once again in the trees.
Go on, mate. Go for the kill. I believe in you.
Waiting for it. He's got the TP.
There
He's going to catch him.
we go.
Oh, very
He had the
nicely
ward.
done.
He has the ward. Information
Yeah.
is critical. CDR, though, he lacks information because he's going to jump to the mid lane.
He's got a BKB. He's going to have to
Oh,
use it here. Oh,
yeah.
Chrono off the mark. Very off the mark. Is it going to matter? It looks like it is. And Yowi's still chasing. Yowi's still chasing. He's not finishing the job though. CDR just desperately running around this fight, kind of just waiting for death. And it finally comes at the hands of the Faceless Void. Time dilation finishes the job. Yowi's still running around. Oh, misses onto Bombi as well. A lot of missed spells. Tensions are high. But now, Yowi, beautiful spear back from JG, catching out
Oh, Ken just hit the
Pangolier.
Yules.
Yules from Ken.
Oh, he still dies, he
it's
still
fine,
dies.
Gets the kill regardless, yeah. Mars taking some hits as Carlo lets it go on the sidelines here. Yules once again going to clear off that urn, but it's back on him again. Spirit Vessel might just tick him away, but Carlo gets killed off on the front lines. Mars makes it back to the fountain. He's going to live. And all in
Radiant's
all,
middle tower is under
Neon
attack.
got away with murder in the middle lane.
Radiant structures
Yeah,
are
this
falling.
just shouldn't have been the case. Neon, Darling, they mis-execute heavily there, but Neon, I just said how they shouldn't overstay their welcome. Their Lesh is hitting a tier 2 top or playing in that area. Gyro showing mid lane. Mars is showing bot lane. Like, they're playing every single lane, pushed up aggressive. And then the Void, he TPs in. He misses a Chrono at plus point blank range on a Gyrocopter that was dead for rights. And that was a BKB, his first big BKB usage of the game would have been him just dying inside a Chrono, but he whiffs the Chrono. So I think Neon easily would have been punished there by a slightly more disciplined team. But Darling just showing again the roughness of being a kind of a throw together stack over. I say throw together stack, but at least having roster changes, let's say, over the last couple of weeks compared to other teams. And we do have a game on our hands for sure, but Neon, they're going to have to be careful. They cannot play this loose and this wild around the map. Because if the spells do hit, they are going to be dying. They're finding the Void.
Insanity.
Time Warp.
Oh, Ken. Not quite the clean initiation you're expecting from Neon there. They didn't want to let the kill go, but in the end it just ended up being a little too obvious. And walk away. Ken is left empty-handed. That's it. Insanity still hanging around this area. Not really respecting the fact that there were just a bunch of heroes here. So Neon would say, oh, fuck it, we'll do it again. They might have found a Faceless Void. They'll find a Crystal Maiden instead, and on B will blow up that sharpshooter in her face. That'll be that.
This Void desperately wants a BKB. As soon as he gets BKB, he's going to be running
Radiant's
straight
top
into the
tower
heart of
is
these
under
fights. He
attack.
won't be caring, but until then, a little bit of respect is being shown. Pangolier? What's he going for? Yeah, he's going for a shard. Gets the roll up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That was a fun test, actually. I was just testing script. I said Pangolier and he had to do the quick. Wait. Yeah. Oh, left, right. Which? There we go.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower
Like
has
Dance
fallen.
Dance Revolution. Radiant Tier 2. Pangolier. Crystal Maiden. Mid creeps. Castaway gonna die? Why is he trying to bloodstone the
he's
Tormentor?
fine. I don't know. They lack critical information, and I don't want to tell them. Oh, boom.
I mean, I killed myself as Bane trying to brain sap the Tormentors when they first came out, so I guess we're the same.
Pros are humans too, guys. That's what we were learning here today.
Treat them as such, please. You animals. Power on 14 HP, CDR. Not gonna deny it.
This'll come in handy.
Really not denying this tower. All right.
Okay, so it's not going to reset glyph. I was just double checking, but they are going to get a free glyph from it, and it's going to be a TP resource. It would be kind of funny if I just see some CM just run up and quickly. Thank you. Most likely not the case for now.
Cowards.
Neon, they kind of need to get the ball rolling just a little bit. Of course, Gyrocopter is looking for the Aghanims to secure his own farm. It's very good against the Void as well, because that side gunner just helping out, especially when you get Satanic down the line. Any bit of lifesteal bonus damage is going to allow you to go toe for toe with that Void. And the Mars already on his quick buy. He's showing us exactly what he wants. He wants potentially a straight Wind Waker, maybe. He's probably BKB because he already has components for it, but his concept for the game is Wind Waker to save his opponents in his teammates in Chrono, the BKB for sustainability, and then go for the Broach play, go for the big damage items, and he can 100 to 0 with the correct items. Hoodwinks, Cottles, threaten Pangoliers to be 3rd HP. So we'll see if he can get there. It's a very optimistic quick buy from him.
It is rather, isn't it? Yeah. Looking very far into the future. Seems to have a plan on how this game's going to go for him. We'll see if it remains on that plan or not. The bottom tier 2 tower has been taken, so yeah, making good moves across this map right now, putting the pressure on, but it's now Darleng looking for a bit of aggression of their own. Drums come out. They really want to find someone here. I mean, Bobby is a big target. He's got himself quite a large bounty on his head. And in comes the Faceless Void. Doesn't find the target he wants. Holds a Chronosphere for now. There is a Leshrac, but he's a pretty tanky boy, especially with his spells going off right now. But Bloodstone used, so he might be a target shortly. Esper comes through though, and Raven, he's already getting just burnt down next to this Lesh. Doesn't survive at all. And now, oh, nice jump in from the Mars. Manages to connect with the Yules. Finally, the Chronosphere comes out, and he does get on top of the Leshrac. The damage, it is going to be enough to bring him down, and the Mars goes down as well. 2 big kills. They move across towards the Gyrocopter. Gyro trying to hold his own. He's got the BKB in his pocket available. Without a team, it might be difficult to make anything happen here. Trying to chase him off, trying to keep his Elder Titan alive. That's not going to happen, and now they turn their attention towards CDR as well. CDR with the BKB, but he can't TP out. Not in front of the Faceless Void. He just has to try and stand his ground and fight. And to be fair, he gets himself one. Will the bash come through? The root is there from the Crystal Maiden. Oh no, the BKB timing. It was just a little too long. A little kiss from beyond the grave from the CM.
Yeah, and Carlo getting the tips. Well deserved.
Oh, was it the shard?
Yeah. The crystal clone.
Well. Neon.
Wait.
They finally find that big team fight they've been looking for, and it just doesn't go their way.
Yeah. No, I think for Neon, it was, again, it's the fact that where Darleng, they decided to fight, right? They entered the engagement, they found the pickoff, they had the high ground vision, they kited back, they kind of just exploited the fact that Neon weren't really able to create those clean engagements, right? The Leshrac, he starts the fight by pressing Bloodstone, and then he doesn't have it available inside the Chrono, inside the moment where he wants to survive the most. And for Neon, they need to get Blink, Arena, Flat Cannon, Leshrac in the middle. You need to isolate or at least contain 2-3 heroes, throw in all your AoE damage at one point, but that wasn't to be the case. BKB is available, Glimmer used.
It certainly is. The Mars is going to be on the receiving end of this one as he just gets taken down again. Darleng tearing through Neon right now. Customer going to be the next target. Body blocks even coming out from Jing here. Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, falling apart.
They don't even need Chronosphere in this engagement. This is looking pretty bad for Neon. Just their game state right now, you know, sure it's only a 4K gold advantage, but A, you're behind in a game where your draft really doesn't want to be playing from behind. B, you lost your advantage. C, they just took a fight without Chronosphere. So this is a lot of compounding things. And D, they're getting ages. I think my list is done. At least for now.
Nice. I think for... Yeah. There's nothing really much to say. I'm just processing this, and it's... Gyrocopter is a hero that hates playing from these states, right? Like, you just look at him. Like, what's he meant to do? He wants a Satanic, he wants a Daedalus, he wants this and everything. And Darleng, on the other hand, they're playing their Dota. They're just aggressive. The way that Jing has been playing this game, has been beautiful. He's just constantly at the front. He's setting up the engagements. He's looking for the fight. He's yet to get his shard for that teleportation, to get the recall. But they're still playing with such high pace. And I don't think Neon are able to deal with it. They want to be like a 5-man ball that protects each other, but they're just getting dragged around the map. And sure, you get a Tormentor, but it is going to be ever so difficult for Neon, I think, to find confidence in these upcoming engagements. Fighting into an Aegis, it's going to be so hard.
Onto the last track now as well. He's gone. AG even taking a risky wave in the middle lane, but it does pay off pretty big. You can kill off that wave, you delay the push, you buy yourself a little bit more time, but I'm pretty sure Darling are looking to take themselves every outer tower here. That is what's on the recipe for their Aegis usage. I'm not sure there's a whole lot which Neon can do about it. You just can't fight them head on right now. You cannot.
Yeah, they have nothing really to lean on. There's not a hero that's getting an item anytime soon that is like kind of their get out of jail card. It is going to be desperate farming across the map. And as soon as a team that has a void dictates the pace of the game, suddenly Chrono feels not like a big spell anymore. It's used every time they want. They get a big kill, and then they choke you out. And then by the time that you even recover your resources, you suddenly just Chrono's back up again, right? And it's so difficult to play into. I think Neon are going to have to just split the map, respect Darling for the next 3 minutes, and then look to try and put something together, have smokes and wards available, make that key move, and just farm whatever you can.
So is their timing when Aegis drops, or do they need like another couple of items on top of that as well? I'm not sure Aegis is going to be enough. I really feel like we need a little bit more. I almost want to see the gyrocopters go for Rapier already. Like
Already?
Yeah.
That's bold.
I'm a bold man, TJ.
That's fair.
No, wait, you're the bold man.
Oh, sleep on 2. Doesn't matter though.
Faces Void pinned back for the time being, but yeah, he's going to come out, and now the Chrono is available. Doesn't throw it down though. Willing to just let them run. A power play. That's tier 2 tower in the middle lane, still up for the side of Neon, so hesitation on Darling, definitely opening the map. And I guess that is like a kind of flip point of what we've been saying, is that yeah, like Chronosphere is available, but at the same time, the moment you use it, you know, the game becomes much easier for Neon. So if you do misuse this Chrono, you have to get a good one. There isn't always going to be that hesitation. It has to be this hesitation for time Dead Sanity, because if he just drops on a solo Hoodwink, then I bet you lose the game.
It helps that the Void isn't by himself, right? Like, he's not scaling into the game where he's the only team fight. Like, the fact that you have the Pangolier to create that backline chaos, the Centaur to find a key hero in that jump, it means Void is able to, you know, take a couple breaths at the start of the fight, really dissect the fight, and then, you know, choose how he wants to enter it. Of course, the Aegis allows him to kind of play more like a frontliner as well if he really wants to, kind of what he was doing. Yeah, it's a really nice way of drafting that Void. And for Neon, big items coming out. The Daedalus just complete on the Gyrocopter. He's going to have the damage, but just like the last game, does he have the sustain? Like, if he goes for the damage build, does he have the sustain? If he has the sustain, does he have the damage? So CDR's positioning is going to be so key. He needs to somehow dodge the Rolling Thunder so he doesn't have to waste BKB, whilst also surviving the Chrono, or at least wait out the fight so that Chrono is used on someone else. And I think that's where we look towards Ken, we look towards JG. These two players, they're going to have to start making some big statement plays in the fight if you want to see Neon get back into this one, because right now there is no pressure on Radiant to make them use their spells incorrectly.
You're playing a Mars, you're playing into Centaur BKB, Faces Void BKB, and Pangolier, who obviously has Roll Up and Rolling Thunder. So in terms of jumping in and actually being able to catch someone in this arena, very difficult. They did make it easier with the last patch.
I also like the itemization from the supports on Radiant. Going for the straight boots of bearing from the Crystal Maiden. Like, any of these slows really helps out. They're trying to find Ken and... Ooh, so close.
Wrong trees, buddy. Very close there. Must be so scary teeping out those trees and then you just hear the stampede go. Oh god, they're coming for me.
It was a nice try.
Opportunity now. Let's see. Is this enough of an invitation? No Aegis.
It's
no
something,
stampede.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe Darling are aware of this. You know, using I say a big spell, but using such a vocal spell. Darling are already positioned the high ground. They have the vision. They're ready to smoke break Neon. Sacred Relic is available on the Mars. He has an option to make here. Does he go bold?
Dire's top tower is under
All right.
attack.
I'm going to suggest a really dumb play, but not yet. Let's see if that smoke does anything quickly.
Right.
So I did this in one of my games the other day, right? I got a rapier, died to Tormentor purposefully to drop it to give it to someone else.
That sounds stupid.
So I'm not saying this game, of course, but...
How do you make sure that you give it to your teammate, though?
Well, he picks it up next to me. What? My gyrocopter walks next to me and goes, thanks, mate. No, I do it quietly, don't tell anyone, and say surprise.
If you go in the trees here, there might be a surprise for you.
Ooh. I'm not saying to do it, but...
Let's solve my riddle first.
I look forward to the day that we see like a support accidentally pick it up or pick it up to be clutch to then do it, but it doesn't matter. Neon, they're smoked up again. The second smoke, they're trying to break their own jungle high ground, but they understand, they respect the fact that if they mis-execute, they are going to lose so much of their base. They're fighting ever so close to it. They're doing a deep wraparound, but again, Darling, they're aware of this. They're ready to smoke break on every single high ground step, and Raven... Ooh.
Neither team was ready for that. Raven and stun can... I have blade mail. Okay, Raven. Posturing. JG also blinking as well. Yeah, he comes in. They get the Chronosphere off onto the Leshrac. Can they keep the Leshrac alive? He's the one with the Wind Waker, so probably not, but he does actually get off the ult at the last second here, and he's out of there. Meanwhile, no, he's dead. DDR getting off good damage though onto the Pangolier. Pangolier up to the high ground, but is going to get caught out here, so they get the enemy mid laner. Both mid laners down. Neon making a big statement in this fight though. No Chronosphere means big problems for the side of Darleng.
Ooh, so much was used, but having that little bit of additional life for the use, hit them just a little bit more, and the Neon, they're going to be pretty happy with that one. The moment of fresh air, able to just understand what's happening on the map now. I think for them, any kill there would be pretty good, especially with Chrono used and all the above. Raven, he's playing with so much confidence, right? Like, he walks into mid, he's like tanking waves, he's walking up high grounds with blade mails, Castaway is dying, and
yeah,
Roshan is respawning in a minute 20. So most likely both teams should have all resources available for that contest.
So big timing hit now as Mars has finished off that Revenant's Brooch. So it's all about just trying to blow up that CM, that Coddle, one of those nice tender supports. And maybe finish off a core later on in the fight as well with the second jump. But JG's kind of made his mark on this game. We know what he's planning to achieve. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter still looking for the Satanic. Ridiculously far away, and to be honest, with the Paladin sword, it doesn't feel quite as urgent as it did before, but still definitely one I really want to try and grab before the next engagement as JG playing with fire here a little bit. He's trying to be active whilst the team is kind of back and licking their wounds, no Chronosphere, so Darling definitely not feeling that strong, but that said, Refresher Orb now finished up. The Densanity, so
that's the build. It's so much team fight now, and going back to your Mars point, by the way, like the reason why he plays like this is because when you have the brooch, as if you bump into any hero, just quick rebuke and blink out. Like, they're gonna have to run back to base. It is so much damage. If you find a Crystal Maiden, she's probably gonna die, right? And you see Carlo, she's positioning herself very defensively. Ooh, did he?
Wasn't very good.
He did have it on. Okay.
It looked like he did, yeah.
Yeah. Quite underwhelming damage, actually. Yeah, maybe he needs a rapier.
It turns out the rapier was the damage aspect of that build. Well, look at Yaoi just going absolutely insane with the chakra magics coming in as well. Swashbuckle.
They're too late
Shield
to the
crash,
pit, though.
Swashbuckle, shield crash. Yeah, way too late. Aegis into the hands of the Faceless Void. And now you have your dilemma once again. How doth we stop the Chronosphere? In fact, Chronospheres. Whoa! Waving up into the high ground, managed to catch them, and there comes the Chronosphere out onto the two big cores, perfectly caught by Tensanity. Down goes the Gyrocopter. JG likely going to follow him to the grave, though does get off the arena. He's to mount damage out onto the Faceless Void as well, but he's going to keep on chasing. He's got that Aegis ready to go. Refreshes as well, ready with the extra chrono, but obviously not needed for just at Mars.
Cheers.
Oh, Ken, he's got a Chronosphere coming if he needs it. Wind Waker away, down low. That Bloodstone buying him a little bit of time, but unfortunately, he's going to need much more than that, and it's not coming. Faceless Void brings down another 3 heroes down on the side of Neon. Nobody lost on the side of the Radiant. Completely clean fight from them.
It's so difficult for Neon to like get in that position, right? At any minute, if they lose focus, if they lose their position on the map, you are just going to get chronoed. And Gyrocopter, well, he got hit by Chrono, bashed, Rolling Thunder hit him for a little bit as well. Like, he just fully just disappeared. Like, it is so difficult for him to even stand his ground. Satanic BKB, pointless, didn't do anything. They're dead for 30.
Yeah.
And this keeper, like, he just keeps dragging heroes around the map, right? He's like, pops that ult, gets that recall. He has the Axe for the team fight, the Vessel, the Force, the Glimmer. Like, there's so much go potential in their lineup that the waves are pushed in. They're always ready for the fight. And for Neon, it is so hard for them to get multiple lanes pushed out and to take a fight they want to take.
Brooch off the map. Let's see what it can do. Jesus, that's some clicks. That did way more than I was ready for. Luckily, he's got the time war to just get his health back. But yeah, this Hoodwink kind of collapsed.
It's maybe, again, we said it in the last game, maybe Bombi needs to become the carry. I personally, we haven't really spoke about it too much, but I don't think I'm a fan of this first pick Gyrocopter 2 games in a row. We're going to make it work type thing. I think it's not the craziest approach of drafting, but
I feel like when Gyro has been popular, we've usually seen it comboed up with something like the Yoga Magi or a Vengeful Spirit, you know, like something to buff it up, give it a save, you know, give it some front line, something along those lines. This Elder Titan and Hoodwink thing, you know, I guess in a way Elder Titan is sort of like some save, but like CDI, look at here on the front lines, like he needs a swap, he needs like an Oracle, he can't just be popping and BKB like this. Now in comes the Faceless Void, ready to jump in. There's another fire onto him as well, so the Wind Waker's going to do absolutely nothing. And Faceless Void just brings down the enemy carry again. Dead for 90 seconds. No buyback. JG in the backline doing some work with the Revenant's Brooch, but they managed to catch the front lines. Great jump in from Raven. Catches out the support. No backline pokes happening today. Ken falls as well. It is 4 heroes dead on the side of Neon. JG cannot defend by himself. The GGs are called, and that'll be it for this series, and that'll be it for Neon in these qualifiers. They are gone.
First team, I believe, eliminated. I don't know about the other series that was happening at the same time, but yeah.